Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma, and this is live Q&A. So don't know what direction this video is going to go, but when I was doing the live readings for Cancer and for Leo, there was a lot of people asking for Q&A. So that is why I am here, is to answer some of those Q&As that were going on. There we go. We'll nab this video. Welcome to Karma on Deck. There we go. I'm Karma, and this is live Q&A. So don't know what direction this talking to myself. Uh-oh. Such a pain to do all of these things. Not this one. All right. Okay. Hello, Twitch. Thank you. She said usually. Let me refresh the chat. All righty. So post your question in the chat. Hi, how are you? And let me know what kinds of questions or what energy you have. I was doing Cancer and Leo, and there was a bunch of people asking for questions. So I told them I'd pop back on in their own video and do some. Life is good. So super proud to be back up and going. Everybody's videos should be up for this week. Your zodiac sign is up and ready. Hi, Mimi. So you were the one asking me a couple questions earlier. Post it. Let me know. Yes, I'm back. Parasocial Perry and Mimi Blue. Yeah, post your question. In the description, you can book your one-on-one there. There's also a place for you to donate. Name is the same, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Or you can book your one-on-one in private for a video chat session or a video of your own. Okay, type it in the questions. No Virgo today. Let me see here. I did Leo and Cancer. Yeah, Virgo's next. I was going to come and do Virgo, but they were asking for, I'll do Virgo afterward. They were asking for, if not, it'll be the first thing that's next. Tomorrow. Oh, show. What does my guy friend think about me? Because I'm not ready yet, but I'm curious to know. So we want to know if this is a love interest or not. Oh, hey, Quana. Let me get my charger because this thing just dinged at me and I will lose Instagram totally. All right. So, and a little Palo Santo to let the bad juju go, right? That anything come from love and that whoever needs to hear something inspiring or give them direction, hopefully they hear it here. Hope you find what you need today. Let me plug this in and we'll get started with Mimi. She wants to know if this person has a love interest. She says she ain't ready. But I'd be inclined to say there's something in there if you're asking. Maybe. All right, so with that, we're going to use the Mystic Dreamer deck because it talks more to us about emotions. Okay, here we go for Mimi. I would have to say that this individual may not be ready either. What I'm seeing is immaturity on this other person's part, and I don't think it's literally failure to grow or thrive. I think it's just age appropriate. Are they young? Early 20s? Because I don't feel like this is something that's out of control, but this person's gone through quite a bit in the last most recent months or weeks. Because we have the Tower card here. 20. Okay, yeah. Feeling really young. Do they have to move out of their home or do they feel unstable or uncertain right now? We've got the Tower card, the 10 of Wands, the Judgment. So this person's got like a lot on their plate and they're feeling kind of heavy right now. I don't know if that's important for you to know. I know you asked what they think of you, but unfortunately what they're showing me is they're really trying to pull themselves up by the bootstraps right now. So if they feel intermittent with how they're dealing with you, that can be part of the reason why. There might be some family drama that's going on with them. I can tell you that emotions are involved because you have this card for, let me turn that ding, ding, ding off. We have the card for the Queen of Cups. So that says that love is an emotion that's definitely involved or in the top of his brain. But right now, all these events that's going around this individual supersedes that kind of expansion right now. So they may be kind of hit or miss with you. But I do feel as if they've got feelings for you. That's the Queen of Cups right here. Over here. I think he's really worried about his home, though, or his family. Because we've got the Strength card, the Six of Pentacles, which is charity, the Knight of Pentacles. You might even be looking for a job, right? Thank you, Varsity. She said, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Please subscribe. For those of you that are on my other platforms, please join me on YouTube where you can see the picture-in-picture. Also, The videos are searchable where you can find your videos by topic in the playlists, or they're a little easier to see what's current. You don't have to go through my page all the time. Jackie wants to know, will I be able to have children? Thank you for whoever just donated. That just dinged over here. I had to turn it off. Appreciate it. Jackie wants to know about pregnancy. So as a general rule, I don't like to talk about pregnancy because it's such a emotionally charged. She said, are you sure? Because the reader said no and the other said yes. I feel they're lying. I don't know what you mean by yes or no. Ask it again, Mimi darling, so I'm clear. So Jackie wants to know about children. So there's so much that goes into a question like that. I don't like to approach it. It's not that there's too much pressure, but the last thing I would want to do is put false hope or make something like really, I don't know. I try to be very careful to say exactly what the cards say. And I feel like that's a really heavy one because so much more goes into a yes or no on that. But I would be happy to look for you at what the cards have to say around the subject, okay? No, you're here. And I had said earlier in my little prayer that whatever messages people needed to hear, and I was actually inspired to chat with you. So let me address this really quick with Mimi. So the other readers would say no and yes about my answer and gets me confused because I feel they're lying. So confusion, like you should feel a resonating, right? You should feel a resonating response, a warm feeling or a yes feeling or a strong congruency. That's the best word that I can think of. When you meet or play with energies like this, like when you come around spiritual individuals, there tends to be two camps. One of fear, be afraid if I don't do this thing for you, or ooh, right, fear, because things in life are ambiguous, right? Fear is something that's created inside. So the cards don't tell us something to be afraid of. They play out the scenario of our life and just show us different aspects of it. And we aren't inherently evil, good, or bad. It's all about whether someone's coming from love, right? Or whether that, you know, and I don't mean just the cutesy, everything's beautiful shit. I'm talking about like, you can tell where their come from is, right? So if you feel they're lying, trust your gut. I mean, you should have 100% feeling of, yeah. And like sometimes if you're like, I don't know, more so, not so, pray about it, ask your own guides to confirm it for you. And most especially if it's something that's coming in with a synchronicity to helps you to know that it's kind of along the same track, even if it's using a phrase or something you were asking about that kind of pops up, helps you know if something is in congruency, and rebuke it. They don't belong in your life if they're lying to you, and just ask for some kind of image or sign that'll show you that they're not for you. And it will prove itself out. That for sure I know. It's one thing you can prove is that you can kick them out and they'll leave. Okay, so this is for Jackie Clark. So I feel like there was already, stop it. I feel like there was already some, you can't come up here. I feel bad. So I'm seeing 3 of Swords and 4 of Swords, 6 of Swords. I don't know if there were miscarriages around this or emotional trauma or feeling as if you've given up on this, because I see the Death card in the middle, right? So it has to do with fear. What I am seeing is the Hangman, okay? A little bit of worry. We've got the 4 of Swords, which I don't feel like they have an answer for you, or you've been waiting to hear back or see if anything that they're trying, or that you wondering if you would try. I feel like it would take a lot of work. I'm not seeing a strong yes or no. But I am seeing a lot of heartache around this, like expected. I mean, it's not a fun topic, right? I'm not seeing my Empress card, which has to do with pregnancy, right out the gate. But I am seeing money, okay, which is an interesting combination with this. We shouldn't be seeing money when we're asking about pregnancy, but that may mean that you're looking into in vitro or wondering if the money would be worth it, if it's not going to pan out, kind of thing. Because we keep getting these Three of Wands waiting, Eight of Pentacles, repetition, redundancy, the World card. I have one interesting question for you. If you were considering traveling to do or visit with a different kind of doctor, she said yes. So I wouldn't recommend it, going to a specialty place. Yeah, okay. I feel like you think there's a solution somewhere that you can throw money at, and I'm not seeing that be fruitful as far as spending the money in this really specialty medicine. Like, I don't know if it's like, you know how they have specialty centers, like a cancer center or a birthing center or a specialty something. What I'm seeing for you is that you'll be wasting your money if you go to the bigger one, right? Like, just normal local stuff is going to work just as well. I just feel like you're not sure you want to give it any more time. Time is the essence here. Time is the thing that keeps showing itself as time. Seven of Pentacles is harvest. Seven of Pentacles is reaping. Seven of Pentacles is waiting till the season is over. So if it's something that you want to pursue, the reminder is here to keep doing what it is you're doing. Don't try to get extra fancy with it. And I'm seeing the Ten of Cups here. Now, I spread a lot here because there's a lot of storyline that's going with this. It wasn't a hard yes or a no. It was literally, there's moderate, like, you don't want to talk about it anymore to people, or you haven't found a hopeful answer. Either that, or, you feel like going to the doctor, they tell you the same thing. But I do feel like there is a chance. I'm not saying that there's a no. There's no like hard no here. I'm seeing if you want to continue to pursue this, that it will be fruitful. We have the Ten of Cups. Family, joy, King of Pentacles, money. And the Eight of Wands, which is tired. You're kind of fatigued over it, so you're not sure you want to choose in again. But Ten of Cups is fantasy. Ten of Cups, it even has the male and female and a child underneath it. This card represents family. King of Pentacles is money. But I wanted to look through the rest of the timeline. Ups and downs with that, darling. But the answer isn't a no. Hopefully that helps you. You're welcome, Jackie. No pressure. All right, so who's popped on here? Yeah, I was nervous. Because when I do readings like that, especially when I do channeling or mediumship, that's why I don't really advertise for it when people ask me to do mediumship. I literally, like, empath means feeling. I feel what you feel. True empathy is feeling others' emotions. That's how I can read the body, is body parts speak to me. And I feel those emotions, right, as my own. And so there's a lot of angst involved with pregnancy. What's the other one? Timelines too. But mediumship and channeling is a lot. I really do see a lot more than I mean to or want to. But I'm here for it. I think I know what you're talking about, Mimi. You said, are you sure? Because the reader said no and the other said yes, and you feel like they're lying. Okay, so you're talking about this person having a love interest with you, yes or no? I'm still going to stick with my yes, but this person has a lot of complicated things going on, so it's not on the front burner. It's on the back burner, right? None of us can really focus on much else when we're in survival mode but survival mode. And that's really where he feels like he's at right now, if you're still here. Varsity, what's up? Who's out there? Quana's out there. Hello to my new people over on Twitch. There's 4 or 5 of you over there. I see you guys. What's up? Do you see anything in my love relationship in 2022? Denise Stevens, Mimi, hello, what's up? Yep, I was talking to you, Quana. You sure can make a question. She needs a little more clarity. I got it. Do you have someone new that you're asking about? Narrow it down a little bit for me. Ouch. Oh. Okay, there's someone new. I love it. This is for Quana. All right, so this is a new one. If you can look here, Quana. You have the Page of Cups here, which is a new relationship, which I like. I'm curious if this individual is younger than you at all or behaves it. Either that, we've got the Emperor in the top, okay? So this is somebody who's in control or seems like it or likes to play like they're kind of alpha. So you have the Emperor card with the 10 of Wands. This person's got a lot on their plate too. I also kind of pick up for you, Quana, that you are juggling 2 individuals, that this is somebody that you're comparing or that has come up in comparison to the other individual that you have in your life. Are they saying that they want a relationship? Okay, that's the Emperor then. So this person, I was wondering if it was either younger or acting younger. Okay, so immaturity is a part of this game with this individual that I think you can see all over them. So the Emperor in and of itself means leadership, strong leadership, alpha behavior, tendency to be in control. But right next to it, we've got the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands talks about all the weight I have to carry. Think of the straw that broke the camel's back. So then we have the 2 of Wands, right, which is juggling 2 things, Quana, right here. Juggling 2 things. So either you have another individual that you've begun things with and you're kind of fleshing out to see where it'll go, and then this one comes along, or they just both happen to be in your sphere at the same time. You're looking for more evidence of commitment, right? Like you want to see whether someone's behavior matches what they say they're doing, right? Because you got the 4 of Wands and the Fool card overlaid in this deck, or in this reading. Fool card opportunity. You're just not sure whether you should leap with this individual or not. And are they charming? Because we have the Magician card. And I know I talk about the cards in different ways all the time, but they're in respective to the question and how they're played or encompassed by other cards. The Magician often talks to us about charm. Somebody who attracts quite a bit of attention, right? She said yes and yes. Okay, so I would also like to caution in all love, perspective is everything. You have the Five of Swords. There's one of these individuals you had a row with or an argument. And so you want to be cautious that it's like not rebound behavior, right? Because we have this Five of Swords, which is an argument. Who'd you have an argument with? Or are you in just conflict with yourself? Because if that's the case, you're being more harsh than you need to be. Story old as time, darling. So ultimately, Quanta wants, so Coach Karma would say, oh yeah, that's the argument with the ex. Okay. Yeah. So time, we often think that we have to make these rapid decisions in the now, right? This situation came up and I'm going to make a decision, but here's what's true. People will show their ass in a good way or a bad way over time. And, you know, it just takes, I had a certain individual, one of my exes, talks about his situation all the time with me. And every now and then I'll give him coaching advice. And I told him, are you sure that you're having a terrible time with this individual? Or is it your perspective? Why don't you take, you know, he said, I just can't decide. I'm like, well, why don't you make a decision to make a decision? I'm going to give it 30 days, but I'm going to watch what these 30 days look like. And you mark down whether you've had a good day every day. At the end of the 30 days, you might realize that every single day was shitty with this person. Or you might find out that it was just your shitty attitude and they were actually just fine. But give yourself an opportunity to take time if you need to. It takes the pressure off. Feeling as if you have to make a decision, and trust and believe if a new opportunity comes your way, because you have the Fool card, right? Opportunity. Trust and believe what's for you will be for you. And any opportunity that's transient needs to keep it pushing, right? Because I feel like Quanta's really wanting to put down roots right now. And I'm picking up that you don't want anybody to screw up what you've started to build in the way that you're building it. Like, congruency is a big thing for you. You want somebody to step in that energy. So you're not sure if you want to give this investment of time with this individual. You know what I mean? If this person is all about immediate gratification, or they can't be patient enough to last, like, well, I can't see you this weekend, boom, I'm off to someone else, and they don't know what they want. Good riddance, right? But I feel like you're worried about missing this opportunity. Right? It may not be pressure, but, and it's not exactly comparison, but how can we help but compare? So if it's exposing things that are going on with your ex, sit with it. Sit with it. I mean, that's what it comes up for, right? That's what our triggers are there for. Shit's hard. One of my favorite quotes is, honesty's only brutal if you don't like what you hear. And Karma says, if you don't like what you hear, listen twice. And it doesn't mean that I listen to everybody's opinion. However, I've done enough life coaching of my own over the last 20, 30 years where I recognize that if someone says something to me, they're going out of their way to say so. So am I behaving in such a way that it communicates the way I want to be seen? Or is it just their fuckery, right? Their Karen-ness. But I do sit with it. Most of the time I dismiss it because I know myself, right? I do know myself, which let's segue into that before I pull a couple more names. Quanta, thank you so much for your patience with me. But I want to chat with you guys about meditation. I have been working on a class for you guys. I've been producing some videos regarding meditation because it's one of the most important things in my life. And I did not have anybody to teach me or explain things to me. Meditation is equivalent to the word mathematics. It means so much more than just meditate. Just like mathematics means so much more than just that little word can mean, or yoga. I think yoga is a really good thing to compare it to, because yoga encompasses so much more. It's a spiritual practice as well as a physical practice as well as exercise. But meditation is absolutely the gem of anything I've ever done. All the coaching classes I've done, the leadership classes, etc. Meditation has given me the most rewards, but it's only been after me practicing with different techniques until I understood what people were talking about. And it was a little strange, you know, going to a couple of the meditation groups and I don't know what I'm doing, right? Think of a tree. So I don't know how to formulate into a class, but I am just going to start posting the videos. Why not? So if you're interested in any of that, pop onto my YouTube. They should be up later. Or I think I posted them. I just didn't make them public. So maybe I'll go in and change those so you can peek. All right. Chastity, are you still here? All right, hang on. I'm going to let you guys post your questions, and I'm going to actually go in and make a couple of these public so you can nab them. Hold on. And then you can let me know if you see them. All right, Chastity's next. Hang on. General for Sarah after Chastity. All right, let's see. I've got a couple of these videos already loaded. And I just need to change them from private to public. Content. All right, here we go. Ready? Public. There's two. And then one more. Okay, you should be able to catch those now. Brad Wolf, if you turn your camera around, I can see yours. You should use star cards so I can see Uranus. Everybody clap for the Beavis. Okay, so this is for Chastity. Okay, so Jackie, those are released. I think I accidentally clicked one for a premiere for an hour from now because I'm tech-tarded. Actually, let me change it. Let me just make it public. All right, there they go. Okay, now they're out there for the world to see. Brad put his own applause. So proud of you. Okay, so those are called Meditation for the Modern Mystic. Box breathing talks about just the technique of breathing. I am going to post some videos of actually some other techniques like the compartmentalization. I think I posted proprioception, which is awareness of the body. Box breathing, meditation, intro, and then creating sacred space. But we're going to be talking about proprioception and compartmentalization because we have to really practice with the influx of our emotions. So those are going to be the other two that I talk about next time. Also, I decided that all of the notes that I wrote for the class for meditation that I was going to put together, I am going to post on the website. There's already 2 blogs there, one called Meditation for the Modern Mystic and all its description. And then the other one is Manipura, which is the yellow chakra. So when I'm all done here, I'm going to go on there and post all of those so that you can kind of read and pick up what my take is on some of the chakras. Okay. Chastity, I have a question for you if you're still here. So are you getting body aches? Joints? First thing I'm picking up is stiffness. Because I'm really just picking up that there is a DNA upgrade, things going on, shifting for you. Pain and inflammation is coming up. I can feel it. My chest keeps feeling heavy. That's heart chakra work. So who comes around you when that sensation pops up? Chest keeps feeling heavy. That's all heart chakra. Fatigue's the other thing that I'm picking up. Depression's another thing that I'm picking up. So protection is another one. What's your protection look like? Yeah, so ultimately, so when I was a paramedic, I used to teach my cops throat chakra and heart chakra. So throat chakra, when you feel like you're about to, like you have something difficult to swallow and it won't clear, that's your throat chakra. But your chest, your heat in your chest, the feeling, the heaviness that you're feeling, usually is where you're not in relationship or that other person is closed off to you, or you're feeling as if there's some pain that's going on in communication with that individual. And that's all heart chakra. So what I'm picking up here is this individual isn't talking to you. Okay. You're saying, what is my body trying to tell you? Is that they're blocking you or trying to block you from something, whether they're in pain themselves, but I am picking up defensive from their emotions, because we have the Knight of Cups, which is feeling very emotional. And I feel like this individual with the 10 of Cups is really trying to pretend like everything's perfect or everything's okay. And he doesn't like to mess with the status quo. Are you still there? I'm also picking up that this individual doesn't really want to expose that side of them. They try to act like the tough guy, yeah? So I'm seeing with the Emperor, right? The Emperor is somebody who's in control. Then we have the Justice card, which is judgmental. So when we have a judgmental standpoint, if you look at, that's their external mirror of how they talk to themselves, right? So what it's talking to us about is them not measuring up to the way they want to show up. Either that or they know they're not. And so we have this judgment. So they create an argumentative environment so nobody gets close enough, so nobody knows. And deep inside, I feel like this individual has a whole lot of emotions to be had that I think they hide. Because this is the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is our card. I call it my Snow White. Snow White was in the woods waiting for the prince. It had to be a perfect scenario for the kiss. You can't talk to this individual unless the environment is exactly how they want it, or you're waiting for that perfect moment to cook. I'm also picking up that, do you feel as if they're lying to you about something, or are they drinking or partying more than usual? Because the Devil card comes up and that has to do with substance abuse sometimes. Hello, Andra. What's going on? I see some secondary anxiety that's going on with this chest pressure too. Okay, so with the devil card in play, let's just call that a confirmation that something is not in alignment. And I'm not picking up any of these other cards that tell us what evidence that was going to be looking toward, right? Like, usually if I see the Four of Pentacles, I'll be like, oh, there's a third party and they're hiding things from you. But I don't see that right now. It doesn't mean it's not true. It just, your heart chakra is telling you, your heart is telling you something's going on. And we see the Seven of Cups, which is anxiety. Are you feeling anxiety as well? Overwhelmed, right? And now think about it. If you're having these anxiety feelings and it's new to you, consider empathy. The veil is getting thinner and thinner, and emotions are a lot more transparent, even if the information is not. So we're communicating on a physical level with this individual. So perhaps this Seven of Cups isn't your anxiety, but the nervousness emanating from the individual that you spend time with. Maybe it's as simple as, we don't want to be together anymore, and every time she's around, I don't know how I'm going to say it, and there's nerves. Or maybe on the flip side, something even more innocent than that. I lost my job, or I'm about to lose my job. How am I going to tell her? Like, whatever is going on the other side is creating these nerves, and that's what you're picking up on. Like your heart, man. And then, so what does a caged animal do? They get even more nervous. So trust yourself. And this is what I say all the time. I remember when my ex and I split, I was less irritated that he went and did the things he did in the ways he did them than that he gaslighted me and told me I was crazy for all my psychic stuff. Not to trust my intuition when I always knew shit was going on. I didn't always know what, but I knew something. I like to use the analogy of like what I was saying earlier. It may not be the one thing. It may not be cheating, but maybe he has a porn addiction, or maybe they're drinking again, or smoking cigarettes. One of my friend's husband was always getting the devil card because he started smoking again, and he would sneak around back, and she thought something terrible was going on. But because of his own nervousness and his moral conundrum with his religious beliefs, that it was something that he had great shame about, and he was putting off all this nervous energy. But trust yourself. Like with the Four of Swords, it tells me that he's not talking to you. And I see this here, the Seven of Wands, which is being defensive, etc. Trust yourself. Hi, Esther. So to book your one-on-one appointment, visit karmaondeck.com. There are classes coming up in January, my Tarot 101. And there's spiritual mentorship if you want me to help you when you're ready for you to get started on some of this stuff I talk about and get you something tailored. You're welcome, Chastity. So yeah, there's classes, mentorship, book your one-on-one. I teach tarot. Thank you. I don't remember what I was saying, girl. To repeat. Sarah, are you still here? Sarah! Okay, so Sarah Jane. Let's see what you were asking me. Sarah, I can't see your question. Sarah, if you're still here, type it again. I can't see it. I wrote it down. Amy, let me write yours down. This is about love. And if you so choose to donate, you can find me Karma on Deck on PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Okay, general for Sarah. I'd be happy to accept them. Hi, Esther. All right, so for general, we're going to use the Dragon Tarot. Are you typically a private person, Sarah? Question. Just curious. Very private. Like people don't know your stuff. Dragon love, she said. That's right. Them wings snap. Okay. Sarah. She said, yes, I am. Very. So everyone's 5D behaves differently than their 3D most of the time. And when I tapped into Sarah's energy, we have a very, I mean, almost a skeptic in a way. Very wary of my introduction at saying hello to your energy. And I don't know if you're very pragmatic or very private, but it was almost as if you were saying like, wait, what are you looking at first? Like granting permission. So I spent a moment in consent with you. So yes, I do come from the light. I am all about love being the answer to every equation. If you boil it down far enough, you find that love is the answer. And it's really that simple. So, all right. That was fun. Very private. You can see this section, but not this one. Woo, all right. So, Page of Wands. My curious question to you is, are you thinking about going back to school, or had you been going back to school, or what is it you're learning right now? Because I'm seeing some education. Learning things is a big deal. I also see a possible job offer for you coming. Also, travel's on your mind. Another quick question though, are you single? I'm seeing the Empress for you. If you're not single, the Empress really does talk about leadership. So kings and queens rule together, emperors and empresses not so much. Right? So there's somebody that's very unique as well. Emperors and empresses tend to be very eclectic and unique. And this is in the section of how people see you. If you're single, it tells me one story. If it's okay, so it tells me another. So the Empress talks to us about feminine power. So you're a leader within, in your way. Like you probably have this like really strong, quiet leadership that's very nurturing. I will say that you're questioning your own giving right now. You've got the Knight of Cups. Your heart is huge. Like, I don't think you want people to know that. I mean, I think you do, but curious as to whether you're getting your feelings hurt lately, because this Knight of Cups has been hot lately. But I see the Chariot card, which is a possible move and job offer for you. But I don't know that you're going to take this. And I also see some possible education, like maybe a class that you want to take. You have the Five of Swords. So interestingly enough, this talks to us about having to have a conversation with someone that's opposing to you. So you have the Five of Swords. This is crossed swords. So there's something in your environment right now where you have the Five of Wands, where you're kind of defensive towards something, where you're not going to sit for this for too long. You have the Five of Swords. Crossed swords is part of this next step for you. You're trying to figure out how to find balance within a certain relationship around you. You have the Eight of Swords, which is feeling like you have blinders on. You can't see a way to communicate with this individual. That's up here. I feel like this is a younger person. Might even be somebody that's coming around for the holidays. So you having this boundary, setting up this boundary with this individual is pivotal. Like you kind of know that it has to happen in whatever way. It's most definitely going to be rewarding if you do. Just saying. There's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I see over here toward this other side how you are starting over with finances in some aspect of your life, or doing an investment right here, where you're investing in something. Now, whether it's an idea here, whether that's physical, or an ideal. These are about ideas. Somebody was asking you to do a business with them. Amy Welsh, my ex and I are currently working things out. Let's look at positivity for Amy. Maybe your son. Yeah, I feel like your son has crossed some boundaries and you're going to just kind of have him a little sit down. Yeah. Feels like adult behavior or adult with immature behavior is what I'm picking up. Amy, this is for you. So I'm seeing the Sun card and the Two of Cups. Those are exciting. The Temperance card, which is balance. The Four of Swords is popping up too. Nine of Cups. So which of you, that's interesting. Okay. So hello, Amy. Which one of you is not talking to the other? Who's got the silent treatment going on? We have that Four of Swords. Four of Swords is my Snow White, right? Hi, Oscar. Hi, Denise. Estevez. And Esther. So we've got the Four of Swords. So I want you to think of Snow White out in the woods. Nobody can talk to her. No matter who comes up to her, she doesn't answer. So this is our silence, our ghost, our non-communication, something off. So amongst all of the cards, there's still a lot of emotional tiptoeing that's going on. You have the Nine of Cups, which is a little bit of overwhelm. However, these cards are beautiful. You have the Seven of Cups, overwhelmed. Nine of Cups, somebody's depressed still a little bit. Somebody had depression. I don't know if there was questions about a third party during the interim, or if there's a worry or jealousy, right? Because that's what this Four of Pentacles that showed up in here. I don't do reverse meanings because to me it's just irrelevant. The entire spread is what it is, and there's weight to the card depending on what's surrounding it. And what I'm seeing is this lack of connection is causing you to feel a little depressed, right? Lack of hope is the definition for that card, not depression, because depression looks a little different. But there's a lot of overwhelming energy going on with this. And the Four of Pentacles, because it randomly popped out backward, tells me it's more along the lines of jealousy or wondering if this individual's doing what they say they're doing. Like, do we trust each other right now? That has to do with trust. I'm curious about the interim. What you say that you're working things out, but was there activities going on in between that, or was there a breakup where somebody felt like they violated a trust? Or do we suspect that there was? That's what the Four of Pentacles is all about, is that distrustful feeling, and jealousy is a part of it. But for the most part, what I can tell you about all of this is you've got beautiful cards. You've got the Lover's card, which isn't great. Okay, I'm never going to tell you the little fantasy that the Lover's card is all about fun and joy and Disneyland, because it is not. If you've been following me for a while, you'll also know that I rarely, if ever, use the word soulmate or twin flame. Because that gives people the impression that because somebody's their soulmate, that means you have to put up with whatever, or that they're always going to be involved. But with the Lover's card, it always does bring that extra. So this is an intense relationship in a lot of ways. And the Lover's card, people feel is fated, right? Definitely soulmates and our lovers come along to teach us And we do imprint with them, so it makes it almost impossible to move on, right? We have that imprint. Our souls connect. And I feel like you're honoring that connection by giving this another chance. There's love involved. There might even be other elements to this, like kids or blended families. Is there blended family here? Not that that's uncommon, but I'm seeing investment. Let's just put it that way. So I see the Two of Cups in the Sun card. When it's good, it's really, really good. Or it used to be. So this is your situation right now. Let's take a look and see. So this trust has caused, who's got the insomnia? Is it you, Amy? No kids. Okay. So there's investment here of some kind where you kind of feel as if time in or time spent. Who's got the insomnia or works nights? We've got the Nine of Swords. Because it's also worry. Not exactly the healthy kind. The worry of obsession where we go over it over and over, right? So I'm just seeing that we're starting over. Page of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. There's worry. We see the Seven of Wands. Both of the defenses are up on both sides, but we do have the Page of Cups. I think with this beautiful of a spread, sorry I sat with it for so long, but with the Page of Cups, it talks about new beginnings. And I feel like she said, I have the insomnia. Timmy. Maybe him. Is Timmy watching, Amy? So when it's good, it's fantastic. But when he shut down, we couldn't work through anything. That's this card right here. And this one right here, which is the Seven of Wands, right? Feeling defensive. But if you take all these behaviors out, the not talking, the hopelessness, the insomnia over here, the worry and the overwhelm, your core tells me, well, we'll take the jealousy out. We're going to look at these bones because sometimes we get so overwhelmed. And does this person have a new job or are they feeling like they're starting over or impulsive with money? We got the Page of Pentacles. So there's a lot of questions going on. But if you're asking if you're moving forward is going to be positive, the answer is yes. Two of Cups and the Lover's card mean that whoever's involved in this situation, albeit intense, with the Chariot card, and the Page of Cups. The Temperance card is balance. You guys are going to come into a balance now, more so than being so dynamic in that pendulum swing. You have the Lover's card, which means this person you're not done with is coming back around, right? So you have the Lover's card back and forth, like you've done this a few times. Chariot card references intensity. Both of you have a desire to be there right now. So if I were to put my money, I'd say I'd be betting on a yes, that this is going to improve from here. And it is looking positive. The problem is we're bringing some of the past into the now. And nobody does that intentionally, right? We don't mean to, but that's the lens through which we perceive. But I feel like everybody's intentions are, right now, are on the up and up. The person loves you. Two of Cups, Lover's card, Temperance, right? They do care, which makes it hard for you to flip the bird, right? You do know they care. This is a specific person, Oscar. I'm doing Q&As. And yes, you can post a question. So if you choose to donate, you can do so at Karma on Deck, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal if you want to book your one-on-one on Karma on Deck for a personal in-depth reading rather than having your business out there. But for those of you that post personal stuff on the chat, when you've had your question answered, you can go through and delete it after if you choose to. But for the most part, I really don't think anybody goes through here and looks. kind of self-serving. Everybody's like, what is my question? All right. You guys hang out for just a second. I'm going to take some Tylenol. Okay, so she says, that's great to know. There's still lots to work through. I just wanted to make sure he means what he says about changing his communication. I do feel as if he has an intention to. But this individual feels naked when they talk about their emotions, right? So I'll be right back. Take some Tylenol. I spilled coffee on my fingers. So hang on just 1 second. Don't go anywhere. Post your questions. Varsity. My old bones. Hi, Nanette. No, my dog wants to climb up here and play. Yes, I just got a winter storm warning. No wonder my knuckles and joints hurt. Nanette, I'm going to put you down. All right, let me make a list here. Thank you for your patience and for trusting me, Amy. Amy's kind of a skeptic, and I appreciate you allowing me to read for you. So Timmy says I'm making good progress so far. I don't know what you're talking about here. Hold on. Focus on healing. Meditation is key. Nanette. I think, Nanette, you're the first one on IG to post a question, I think. Oscar was asking me if it's a general reading. So I don't, she said she's awesome, Amy. Thanks, Nanette. So I don't do advertising. I don't pay for any of this stuff. So if you share and subscribe and hang out, I do want to tell you guys though, on my YouTube, I was working on a meditation class and I had a really hard time. I'm not an analytical type. And every time I tried to find somebody to help me make it into a class form, because, you know, I am most definitely here for making money and paying the rent. But I do love to make things simple. You guys know I'm the great myth buster. So over my years of exploring meditation, which is like math, there's so much to it. It's just not 1 + 1. There's so much. But over the years, I kept at it because I kept reading how amazing it was. Over the last couple weeks, after being sick for a month, which is the reason why the meditation class didn't get done, I was in the hospital, I had written 8-week course, and most of the work kind of sat there. Half of the videos done, all of the content written. And so I decided to just start posting it. So if you're interested in meditation, there are a couple videos on my channel that I just went from private, because I didn't know what to do with them, to public. So if you're interested in seeing my perspective on meditation and reading some of my insights, I'll be posting those as blogs on my website, but I'll be posting them to the group on Facebook, my page, so you can find them easier. But if you're interested in finding some techniques that might be able to help you do something that's magical and can change your life, it'll be there. And if you have any questions about it, DM me. Because I think this is the most important thing you can do for yourself, is finding that peace when our world keeps us stimulated so overmuch. So overmuch. We even get on, you may not watch the news, but the second you open a social media platform, whether we're bitching about said platform, about each other or politics, it's, you know, even arguing on posts about opinions, we're constantly stimulated. And so the value in being able to extricate ourselves from that and find a modicum of peace is pretty amazing. And it has been the most amazing journey for me because I like doing it more than watching TV now, or doing almost anything. Can be a little addicting. But we talk about activation of chakras. Like an overactivation of the third eye can cause us to be overly obsessed with spiritual matters. So you can have over or under blockage nonetheless. So I talk about a little bit of that too. All right, so Nanette's asking about focus, which I love. What should I be focused on? Malik is on here. Maisie Periniello. I like how she spelled it. For guidance. Malik is saying a message. Malik, you've been an OG for a while, man. From the beginning. Started from the bottom. And Denise. You still kicking it with me, Nanette? Let's talk to you. I'm picking up for Nanette what deck to use. So we're going to be using the Mystic Dreamer. It's about emotions. Thank you for your patience. You still here, Nanette? Let's see them hearts. If you're listening. Nanette. Are you still here? Yes. Okay. Ooh, first thing that comes up for Nanette is the Queen of Cups. So emotions. Are you ready for a little channeling? Your internal and your external world to look more of like than you had been. Your Queen of Cups is driving you. Your Queen of Wands is your external, how you're perceived. And you have the Two of Wands in the middle, so you're juggling quite a bit. Feels like these two personas. Like you're trying to bring the Queen of Cups more into your Queen of Wands. Are you on a specific spiritual journey? Or are you taking it more seriously lately? That's interesting. Timing is perfect for you right now. You've got your intuition. So You're keeping your intuition and the things that you've discovered about said intuition to yourself. You're feeling isolated in some ways, Nanette. You've got the Four of Swords. Now, remember, we were talking about the Four of Swords earlier with Amy, I think, where this individual isn't communicating. Okay. But the Four of Swords, she said, I'm meditating more. Okay, so your spiritual path is becoming more in focus for you. Like, it's more of the focus. Four of Swords is silence. I'm picking up, so the reason why I said intuition is I feel like you're spending much more time in listening to what your intuition has to say. The other thing I'd like to say to you, Nanette, is the thing you need to focus on is not repeating patterns. And what I mean by that is we have the Three of Wands, which is watching, okay? So she is standing on a cliff in front of the ocean, and there's like a dock somewhere over here. And she's watching the ships go by so she can see if the one that is hers is coming in. And you're not seeing it. You got the Ten of Swords, which is betrayal. You feel as if my turn, and why is mine not come in? And you almost feel as if you're not getting the answers that you want to hear. Are you making this lack of answers into a judgment? Because we have the Judgment card here. And that's like karma and consequence, right? Whew. Did that one get you right here? Or did you clear something just now? So what I'm seeing for you, Queen of Wands, right? Queen of Wands, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune in this play is talking about divine timing. Okay. She says, I've been dreaming about ocean. Dreaming about ocean and children running away. Interesting. So what I'm hearing for you is time. She said, oh my God, yes, it lifted. Okay, so Nanette, when I was talking to you about that, I could feel this like heaviness in your chest clearing up through your throat chakra. Like feeling as if there's this punishment, right? But yeah, your Empress and Wheel of Fortune is showing up, which tells you that your leadership, your self-leadership, right? The way in which you're living intentionally is and should be your focus. And the Queen of Wands is how we're being perceived. So it's our public image. It's how we dress and how we behave. And what I'm hearing from you, oh, now it's all up here. All this energy work, I don't even have to say, right? But so you have this wanting to speak more of your truth in your 3D experience and not just have it so private. You're not quite sure how to make this come out. Like learning to find your purpose right now is a big part of your game. So that's a question that I get asked a lot as a life coach and as a psychic. People come in and the first thing that they say is, I want to discover my purpose, or what's my purpose? Or what the problem is sometimes the things that we do feel as if there's no purpose or there's no substance to it. And so we wonder. Like the best way to discover your purpose is to know what you want. How do you discover what you want? Meditate so you can hear the sound of your own voice enough to know when it's not getting its needs met so that you can speak to it. So what I mean by inner and outer world, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, what I see is you being more authentic in your life. Let's just put it that way. And then it takes time for these adjustments to show themselves externally. And as I was saying earlier, we really do live in a time of expecting instant results. So if we were more in tune with the seasons, we would know that to expect a harvest takes 6 months from spring to harvest. And we have to plan for these things. And time, because you have the Wheel of Fortune, is so hard to put up with. Right? But it's saying the Wheel of Fortune's in play, the Judgment card, and the Sun. So karma is involved. And that's never something we can rush. But you have the Empress, which is all about leadership for you, Nanette. And beautifully individual as well. Queens, girl. Queens to Empress is a lot of the energy that you have going on right now. Ah, ho. Hi, Megan. Does that resonate with you, Nanette? All right, so that is Nanette. Let's see if Malik is still out there. Malik's kicking it. I know he is. Megan! So Malik, Maisie, and Denise, those are the ones I have on my list over here. If you're still here. I honestly, oh good, she said it all makes sense. Sometimes I hear myself talking and then I try to check in with what I'm saying and then I lose the train of thought. I channel a little bit and then I'm like, am I talking? I am talking. What am I saying? Right. So, but it's not my message. So I try not to retain the info. All right. So I think I'm going to take a break because I asked if people were still there and it's kind of quiet. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will catch you on the flip side. And as I always say, love is the answer to every equation. If you boil it down enough, you get to the bottom of things. Love is the answer. And I hope you find all the love and abundance that you so desire.